Good morning. Well, still morning here when I'm making this video. This isn't the scope of this video today. This is a retro chip tester, as I've got some non-working computers over stuff, and I think rather than floundering around and really need to check chips, so I'm going to do a build of this which will hopefully work if I actually manage to get around to it. But this will be an upcoming future video, maybe this week. Was it 14th of April today? So once I get round to it. So, but anyway, not this one today. But what I do have is this is going to be big. It's a box. So something I never had. There's I was looking at this afterwards. There's not a lot of software around for this, but I certainly don't have it at the moment. So this is just going to be a quick overview, and we shall see whether it works. And there's a lot of tape on this, and I still can't find my actual standing knife, which is a shame. So we're just going to break into it, and you can already see there's Tatung. So yeah, this is a Tatung Einstein in a slightly tatty box, but that's alright. Just going to break all the tape with bits of plastic everywhere. That's always a joy. Okay. To be honest, I actually wasn't expecting to see this in a box. I was rather expecting to just have some other box like things. I'm just going to remove this from the table for a sec because it's a big box. I know it's off screen, but there's lots of bits of plastic. It's been quite well wrapped, and just hear my dulcet tones here as I try to break into it. Try not to swear, to age relate this any more than I have to. Oh, okay. Right. Here is a oops, I seem to have accidentally turned on OSSC here, which is obviously still plugged in. Let's turn that off. So we have Einstein, which is whatever. The box is, my god, the box is falling apart, but never mind. So let's have a look to see what we've got in it. Can I break into, oh no, let's turn it over. It looks like it comes up the other way round. Overhead camera is not making this easy. Focus back. So let's see. Does this open? Oh, okay. This doesn't open this way. Right, on the floor it goes. Oh no, it does open that way. Just going to pause this for a second.
A few moments later.
I really do not have a lot of space here. Okay, if you have a box, let's just up. My god, this is big. This is absolutely huge. Let's put it down somewhere. Hang on, let me just pause this again. Okay, back again. So this is going to be awkward. My coffee is in the way over here. Let's move my coffee so I don't knock it over, because that would be terrible. Right, let's have a look. It's got a slight, there's an interesting smell which leads me to believe there could be issues with the power supply, which could be a bit burny. So I have to look into that. Let's have a quick look what we've got here. So there's an aerial, which obviously I'm not going to use. Twiddly thing. So that's, not sure what that is. It says, oh, volume. Oh, it's a volume control. Oh, okay, so it's got an internal speaker. So and do that. What else we got here? Can't quite read what that says. Analog 1, whoops, analog 1, analog 2, and we have a lovely DIN plug for serial connector. What's on the back? Let's have a look at the back. So we have a out of focus RGB line in. Oh, there it is. YUV RGB printer. User port, okay. Pipe, obviously they were copying something like the BBC at the time. And what else do we have over here? External disk drive and a reset button. Okay, that's cool. Let's just put this down. God, it is quite hefty, and I hazard a guess that this is going to be not working. But what I do have is a cable from Retro Computer Shack. I've mentioned it before, but you provide some really well made bits. Let's see, what do we get? Short fly plugs into analog 1 or 2. Provides plus 5 volts for the SCART blanking signal. Switches the TV into RGB mode. Without this connected, you will get a very dark black and white picture, as the TV will not switch into RGB mode. Well, I'm not using a TV because obviously I've got OSSC over here, which things are in the way. Too many things in the way. Actually, let's just turn that back on for a sec. Oh, okay, so it's going to SCART. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just plug this into analog 2. Okay, so there's some internal jumpers which will set YUV RGB video, or sorry, YUV or RGB. RGB centers, RGB jumper settings in red required to use this SCART lead. Oh dear, so I'm going to have to take it apart from the looks of it. Well, let's see if it actually turns on, and then we can visit the rest of it in a moment. So, I guess, let's get the cable. And I guess what we're talking about here. Okay, so this goes into port 1 or 2. So okay, so it's interesting. There's a 5 volt. Okay, so that's into port 2. This will go into the RGB. Where's it gone? Must be here. So it goes into the monitor over here. And okay, I don't need part of this, but what I do need in the OSSC is to remove a SCART lead, and so that goes that way round. So we'll plug that in to OSSC, which is plugged in there. Let's switch to that one. Okay, so well, plug in. So not really expecting this to turn on. Is there a power switch on this? That's a very good question. So I've got no software with this, unfortunately, as the it didn't come with anything, any manuals. Oh, that's the reset switch. So it looks like it just, you plug it in and it may or may not turn on. And at the moment I'm expecting not, or something to let go of funny smoke. So it's only got one drive here, so drive 0A, drive 0B, which has got banking blanking plate. So what I'll assume I'll do is get a GoTech, GoTech or whatever the replacement thing is nowadays, and switch the drive around. I guess this one can go into B if that's going to be a primary boot drive, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, let's see if it actually powers on. It may or may not power on, or something's going to go bang. Okay, that done nothing, so this leads me to believe there's an issue with the power supply. I guess that's not going to turn on. Well, that was a short video. Doesn't seem to be anything here that does do a power on. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick check, and then I think looks like this is going for repair.
A few moments later.
Well, it turns out after quick searching there is actually a on-off switch. Obviously I didn't spot it because I wasn't looking. So there is an on-off switch, but I'm not holding much hope out for this, so let's just see what it does. Oh, it actually powered on. Nothing on the screen currently. That could be because of the RGB thingy and the fact that it doesn't work without that. So let's have a look. No signal, no signal. Oh, holy crap, I guess. This actually does work. Insert disk in drive 0 and press control brake to load. So this possibly, okay, so this might, oops, where's delete? I don't even know if this has got basic by default on it. How, delete? Okay, no basic there. Okay, just quick look, let's have a look at a manual. Can I share the manual here? What is... let's find window capture. Window capture. Which one do I want to capture? I want to capture that one. Okay. So that's probably zoomed in a bit too much. Do I have a window? That's close enough for the moment. It's just off the screen a bit. So get to plug in. Oops. Hang on. So I've got a power light, alpha lock. Oh, that goes on and off. Okay, this is a good, bad list start. Yada yada yada. Power up. Plug main lead. Turn on computer. If using a display, yada yada yada. That's okay. And then using a television. Okay. So there is, pull this over slightly, a little bit of a introduction bit. Let's zoom. Oh, let's put this over. Oh, damn it. No. Okay, that's not liking zoom. So I was just looking at what I'm using on OBS. Okay, what is that? Anyway, so it turns on the computer. So we've got some discussions about what is a computer. What is a computer? You just bought a computer. What is it? It doesn't have a brain. Well, it's got a central processing unit. Well, yeah. I don't know. I guess it's early 80s, so a lot of this stuff was pretty much could have been somebody's first computer. So I'm just scanning this. So they called a disk drive, which is here, a backing store. So to store stuff on there. Can't really. So you see, it's just talking about various bits. Sorry, I'm just going to shrink this down a bit so I can display a bit more of it in one go. No, it's slightly overlapping. I'll put this down slightly. Oh, okay, let's zoom again. Okay, so that's just going to scale. That's annoying. Never mind, doesn't matter. So we get some bits talking about this. Disk drives. Talk about screen display. So it says once we've got, whoops, yeah, it says it's in working order if it turns on. There's a chevron prompt, so obviously the chevron prompt being on here. Whoops, actually, mouse is not showing there. So it's insert an instruction. Let's see. Let's talk about screen grid. I don't know if basic is actually in here. Talked about familiar terms. Let's see. So we've got the machine operating system, so the MOS, which is what this is, the disk operating system, a language basic is supplied, but it doesn't say whether it's okay. Let's see if we can get to basic. Yada yada yada. Oh, hang on. What's this say? Control break. Okay, so you do control break, wherever control. What the hell? Control break, which will try to load from the disk, but I don't want to load from a disk because I don't have. Oh, okay, so it looks like basic was actually going to. Okay, so it looks like it needs basic loaded from a disk, which is novel. That is slightly annoying. Okay, so control breaks. No, it's not going to really do anything. Okay, so it tries to load from a disk, but it's not going to load from a disk because there's nothing on it. There's no disk there because I don't have a disk. That's annoying. Disk not read. Okay, so it's picked up this drive, and that's it. So, well, plus side, it actually works. Downside, it doesn't actually have basic in ROM. Yeah, okay. So that's it. So it's a working computer. I'll need to get a GoTech. Once I've got a GoTech, I'll be able to do all the other bits and pieces, which is essentially to have basic and actually have a look around and do stuff. Wasn't aware that basic isn't supplied by default, and so unfortunately this literally came with nothing. So all the manuals, whatever came with it, well, whatever was with it before, has been lost in time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and next one hopefully to do with the Tatung Einstein will actually have something more of interest. So goodbye for now.